Next News, breaking news.
Democrats have finally been caught red-handed, and the confession is coming from inside the House. Senator John Fetterman, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, just exposed exactly why Chuck Schumer and Senate Democrats are keeping the Department of Homeland Security shut down and making your life miserable at airports across America. It's not about policy. It's not about protecting you. It's because they're afraid of their own radical base. Meanwhile, a rogue district attorney in Philadelphia is threatening to arrest ICE agents for the crime of handing out water bottles to stranded travelers. And you can't make it up. What's really going on here, and why are Democrats willing to hurt millions of Americans to appease the socialist mob that's their base? So let me tell you what this means for you, the hardworking American who just wants to fly home to see your dying grandmother, make it to your daughter's wedding, or take your kids on spring break. Because of Chuck Schumer and the radical left, you're stuck in security lines stretching for hours. TSA is overwhelmed. ICE agents have stepped in to help, and they're handing out water bottles and keeping the lines moving. And what do Democrats do? They threaten to arrest them. You've already paid your taxes, you've already funded these services, and now you're not getting what you paid for because Democrats would rather watch America suffer than stand up to the socialist wing of their party. This isn't about Trump. It's not about immigration. This is about a political party so captured by extremists that even their own members like John Fetterman are calling them out. Your travel plans, your business meetings, your family reunions are being held hostage by people who hate Donald Trump more than they love their own countrymen. And while Democrats play political games with your travel plans, they're playing even more dangerous games with your financial future. New numbers out of Washington show inflation is on the rise yet again, another direct threat to you, your retirement, and your savings. Ask yourself an honest question. Does your dollar go as far as it did 10 years ago? How about 5 years ago? And even last year? So what does the next decade look like for your savings while politicians in Washington keep printing money and funding their endless schemes? And if your portfolio lacks exposures to gold, one of history's most reliable economic hedges, it's time to rethink your strategy. Gold has kept up with inflation and in many periods has actually outpaced it. That's why I trust Noble Gold Investments. And right now they're offering free Next News viewers a free 1-ounce American Gold Eagle with qualifying accounts. Go to nextnewsgold.com to learn how you can protect your wealth from the very same politicians who are holding your travel and your tax dollars hostage right now. Again, that's nextnewsgold.com. Because if you can't trust Washington with your airport security, why would you trust them with your retirement? So here's where it gets really interesting. We got Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, a George Soros-backed radical, actually threatening to prosecute ICE agents. Press Secretary just destroyed him, pointing out these agents are literally handing out water bottles and helping Americans through the chaos that the Democrats created. And as Greg Gutfeld brilliantly put it, ICE is doing more for the American people than Cory Booker, Krasner, and Schumer combined. So let's look at exactly what these patriots are saying. Let's check this out. From the press secretary, Rapid Response 47, he's talking to the ICE agents who are handing out water bottles and are helping people move through the lines at the airports. It's a disgraceful comment. Let's see.
Today, Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner reiterated threats to potentially arrest ICE agents that were sent in to assist with these historically long TSA lines. He said, quote, "The president cannot pardon you." Has the president seen Krasner's comments? Does he have any response?
The president cannot pardon you for what? He's talking to the ICE agents who are handing out water bottles and are helping people move through lines at airports. It's a disgraceful comment. The men and women of ICE are great people. I would encourage this lawmaker, whose name I don't know and don't care to know, to actually sit down and speak with the ICE agents who are on the ground doing this important work, not just in our nation's airports, but again, to remove violent, dangerous, illegal alien criminals from our country, to protect this individual and all of us in this room and Americans across the country from murderers, pedophiles, and rapists who have been allowed into our country by Democrat politicians.
I just love how she goes, you know what? I don't know who it is and I don't want to know the person's name. I don't care because what they're doing is absurd. So after condemning remarks aimed at ICE agents, we now turn to Senator Fetterman, who reveals the true fear gripping Senate Democrats as they grapple with the radical No Kings movement. Let's see what here. This is the message.
Hey, Philly, see this mural behind me? Well, written on that mural is the ice we really need in Philly. It's called water ice. In Philly, we all love our water ice. Our water ice doesn't break the law. Our water ice doesn't bother us in the airport when we're just trying to get where we're going. Our water ice isn't trying to make us scared. To anyone who is an ICE agent, thank you for upholding the law and Constitution of the United States. But if you don't, you're going to find out because the law applies equally in Philadelphia, this welcoming city, this constitutional city. The law applies equally, and it applies to you.
You know, the audio was bad, the message was bad. I'm sure somebody sold it to him like, hey, we've got this great message, we're going to make you famous. But not famous in the way that he wanted. Let's get over to what Senator Fetterman had to say. He said, expose exactly why DHS shutdown drags on. The No Kings mob is so extreme that Senate Democrats are afraid to reopen the government. They want us scared. Let's see.
Do the right thing. Put the country ahead of the party. Now there's a huge rally, another No Kings kinds of protest. So now it's also probably motivating some people in my party that they might be afraid to reopen now because they are demanding these kinds of extremes, what they think is a solution, that there was ever going to be a solution.
I will say sometimes Fetterman seems like he's getting better. Sometimes he's not. He's still a Democrat, obviously. But, a couple of years ago when he was running, we never would have believed that he would have been the only voice of reason on the Democrat side. It's pretty scared. So with Fetterman exposing internal panic within the Democrat ranks, conservative host Ben Ferguson jumps in, calling out Democrats for holding Americans hostage. Let's see what he has to say here.
The upside here for Chuck Schumer. And this is what happens when you have your base that is so extreme now that they can control the sane people in the Democratic Party. This is the socialists and the communists. We hate Trump no matter what, hurt the American people. And the American people should be mad because you've already paid your taxes. You've already paid for these services. You're not receiving what you've already paid for. And if this was really about ICE is fully funded right now. So that's part of the story that needs to be brought up. I mean, when you talk about messing with people's lives, there are people that are trying to get to sick family members who are dying. There are people trying to get to funerals. There are people trying to get to weddings, the happiest day of their life. People trying to make memories on spring break with their children. And then there's the business side of it. When I get done with you today, I'm going to get in the car to drive to Dallas because it's faster than going to the airport in Houston.
How long of a drive is that?
It's about 3.5, 4 hours when you're driving it, and the lines are 2.5, right? Thank goodness now they're at 90 minutes. But I don't know what that's going to look like, so I said, forget it. I canceled my flight. I'm driving there today for a meeting. I will drive back afterwards. That is messing with people's lives, the economy, and the president's doing everything he can. But Democrats, to be clear, they are holding Americans hostage right now for one reason, because they hate Donald Trump and anyone that voted for him.
And just a quick thought, because I just got...
And they don't want you being safe. This is the outrage that they want on television. They want people being upset and angry. They want all the teenagers, the 16 to 30-year-olds, all the younger crowd that's out on TikTok and making Instagram posts. They want people complaining about the waits. That's the part that they don't care about the TV hits, because 16 to 30-year-olds usually don't watch CNN, but they get their clips on X and they get it everywhere else. And that's where the media, that's where they're getting all the earned attention. As Ferguson accuses Democrats of blocking services, Representatives Adam Smith bluntly admits their strategy: punish Trump supporters by refusing to pay essential workers. Let's see what he has to say.
I think not paying TSA agents is not advancing our ability to undermine support for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. And that's just a logical thing. It's not 1932 or whatever the hell it is. That's a very logical problem.
I want to go one more time on that. That was an important clip.
I think not paying TSA agents is not advancing our ability to undermine support for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. And that's just a logical thing. It's not 1932 or whatever the hell it is. That's a very logical problem.
Almost sounded intelligent, right? Almost intelligent. But here's what the establishment media will never tell you. The Democrat Party has been completely captured by the radical left. They're not a political party anymore. They're a hostage situation. And John Fetterman just admitted that his own colleagues are afraid to do the right thing because of pressure from socialist protesters. And think about that. Elected United States senators are cowering in fear of the No Kings mob instead of serving the American people who elected them. Meanwhile, the men and women of ICE, who Democrats have demonized for years, are the ones actually helping stranded travelers while Schumer holds the government hostage. The mask is off, and the Democrats don't care about you. They never did. They never care. They only care about power. They care about appeasing the radical base, and they'll let America burn to the ground to prove it. And Patriots, this is exactly why we do what we do here at the Next News Network. The mainstream media will never show you a Democrat senator admitting his party is afraid of their own extremists. They're never going to celebrate, the ICE agents actually helping your family get through the airport lines. But we will, because the truth matters and you deserve to know it. So share this video with everybody you know who's frustrated with the airport chaos. And if you guys want to get ahead of the algorithm and bypass all the having to wait for it to show up, text RAWFEE to 844-840-4963 to stay ahead of it. And guys, don't forget, while you're there, drop a comment below and tell me, should Chuck Schumer be held personally accountable for every family separated by the shutdown? Yes or no? And if you want to wear your patriotism proudly, check out the Next News merch shop at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Make sure to hit that subscribe bell and the notification bell so you never miss a story the establishment media wants buried. I'm Tom McCullough. Stay informed, stay free, and God bless.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.